that for the first time in human history, for the first time in all of human history, almost all of mankind is politically awake. And these new and old major powers face still yet another novel reality, in some respects unprecedented. And it is that while the lethality of their power is greater than ever, their capacity to impose control over the politically awakened masses of the world is at a historical low. I once put it rather pungently, and I was flattered that the British Foreign Secretary repeated this, as follows. Namely, in earlier times, it was easier to control 1 million people, literally. It was easier to control 1 million people than physically to kill 1 million people. Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people. It is easier to kill than to control.
So much conspiracy research is based on body consciousness, the 5 senses. It's about banking scams and political scams and dates, names, places, all absolutely vital stuff, and I do an enormous amount of it myself. But if it ends there, then all we're going to do is learn more and more and more about our prison cell. I'm not interested in learning more beyond what is necessary to understand what the situation is. I'm interested in the key. Where's the key to open this door, to walk out of the cell, not to learn more about it? And the only way to find that key is by becoming conscious, to start to access higher levels of consciousness so that we can perceive the world from a much higher perspective of knowledge, understanding and wisdom, and have the inspiration of how we react and respond to the situations that we face with the gathering police state. The reason now that we're seeing more and more of this police state around us in a form that we can see and cannot any longer deny is because humanity is waking up. There are enormous numbers of people who are now beginning to allow the veil to lift and allow themselves to see what they couldn't see before. When I started talking about all this 20 years ago and writing about it, I was talking to a man and a dog when the dog could be bothered to turn up. I was the nutter in Britain, the person people laughed at and dismissed. Now I talk to thousands of people at a time, and my work is known all over the world. I have been a barometer for a dramatic awakening of vast numbers of people, and it's an exponential curve.
Love can build a bridge between your heart and mind. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? More and more people across this planet are screaming yes to that question. And we are the generations who are going to love the world to a paradise. We are the power in everyone. We are the dance of the moon and the sun. We are the hope that will never hide. We are the turning of the tide. If we can turn the tide within ourselves, from freedom or to freedom, from fear, then we turn that tide outwardly in the planet. Don't you worry, 'cause it's all right. Don't you worry, child of light. We are the seed, a brand new breed will succeed. Our time has come. We are the new. These words are true. Let the light of love shine through. We shall love the earth and we shall love each other. We shall love those who hate us and we shall love those who love us. We shall not choose between them because all are one and one are all. And that's the truth that's re-emerging in the consciousness of increasing numbers of people on this planet today. We're here to change the world. People are beginning to remember that's why we are here. We chose to come and the time has come to do it. Quote a song from the 60s which summed up this time of great change on the planet and the decisions facing us. There's been a change in the wind and a split in the road. You can do what is right or you can do what you are told, and the prize of the victory will belong to the bold. These are the days of decision. For me, these are the days like never before to be bold. And if I could sum it up in a few words, it is think freedom, live freedom, and we shall be free. And all it is, like everything else, is a choice. A choice between fear and love. That's all it is. We can choose to be frightened. We can choose to hate. It's a choice. Or we can choose not to fear. And we can choose to love. Not love on the basis of I love you if I fancy you, darling. But I love you because you exist. I love you whatever. I love you without condition. And if we want to change the world, it has to start with self. Fear, anger, hatred, condemnation, dictating what other people should be, that's the world we've got. That's the prison. But paradise is waiting. It's a thought, an attitude away. That's all it is, a choice away. Love. We love each other and love the world. Our lives have fundamentally changed and the world is fundamentally changed. And we are the generations, strange as it may seem when you survey the world today, we are the generations, I passionately believe, who are going to love the world into the paradise it really should be and was always designed to be.
And that's what we're being offered the chance to do now, to turn the master key called becoming conscious that will bring an end to this. It's being given to us, we just need to take it. And to take it, we need to say enough. Enough of being enslaved by these people, enough of being enslaved by our manipulated ignorance, enough of being enslaved by the fear of being who we are. Enough! It is time to fly. It is time to fly.
By the water's edge, I feel a dawn arrive inside and rejected. The color of the skies shifting with a change in the weather of a trembling sea. The sea reflects the fear of change is painted in my eyes, like a mirror, disturbing thoughts that any human anymore should touch. But for say, oh, but sometimes I share the skin of afterthought, and now your eyes behind the veil, a life in its most merciful disguise. And I dive deep down into healing waters. I spend my days taking careful steps of reason and the selfish pride. But when the night arrives, the restless one returns to fire with wide open eyes. Like a kiss of life, the innocence that I once thought had gone starts flowing. It's aching thirst, so dangerous, but still the only choice in the end. Oh, but sometimes I shed the skin of afterthought and doubt. Your eyes behind the veil, a life in its most merciful disguise. And I die deep down into healing waters.
There's only one thing you really need to know. Infinite love is the only truth. Everything else is illusion.